Ashley ShahAhmadi, welcome to the Sport Profile.
Thank you so much for having me. I'm so excited to be here.
I'm super excited to talk to you. I feel like the NBA getting on NBC has been so successful in its, I guess, second iteration, maybe.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's come back to NBC. How has it been for you going through this experience?
Yeah. I'm so grateful to be a part of it. I mean, when I say this is a literal dream job, like
Yeah.
literal pinch me moment, we're past All-Star break, we're past the halfway point, but I still pinch myself every week that I get to cover a game on NBC. And we just wrapped up the All-Star weekend,
Mm-hmm.
and that was so incredible, so surreal. I feel like it brought a lot of excitement back to the All-Star game and all, the festivities surrounding it. I felt like the players were a little bit more competitive. The New World
Oh,
versus Team
yeah.
USA Stripes and Stars format was really successful, just from what I'm hearing, um, the chatter around it.
Oh, for
But
sure.
yeah, I just, to start the season, the nostalgia around the NBA being back on NBC, the music, the effects,
Mm-hmm.
the just former players who are now analysts talking about, yeah, when I would do my interviews on NBC, like I just remember it all. And to hear their stories and to hear fan stories and, their excitement that it's back on is just been awesome to be around. So we just had a huge, February is almost over
Yeah.
and month has been insane from the Super Bowl to
Oh my
the
God,
Olympics
yeah.
and the All-Star weekend. It has been an unreal time for NBC, but man, I am just so happy to be a part of it and be along for the ride.
Yeah. This is something I've always been kind of curious about. Now that the NBA is on NBC, prior to that, obviously, the whole media rights thing is, very complex and such. And I'm not going to get into nuance of that. But for you personally, as like a broadcaster, a sideline reporter, do you pay attention to those conversations at all? Like as they were happening, like before you got
Yeah.
into NBC, like how keyed in were you with those conversations?
That's a great question. Because
Or how much were you
I've
following
worked,
it, rather?
yeah, and really closely. So I've worked for like regional sports networks for
Right.
most of my career. When I worked for the Charlotte Hornets, it was Fox Sports South when I originally started, then it
Yep.
was Bally Sports, then it was FanDuel. So, you know, regional sports networks all across the country are one thing, and then I would do some like one-off things with some of the national broadcasts like ESPN
Mm-hmm.
and Turner, TNT. And so when it first came out that Turner was no longer going to have the NBA, it was like, okay, so the rights are moving. Amazon was in the mix,
Yeah.
NBC was obviously in the mix, ESPN was in the mix for the NBA rights. And as a broadcaster, it's like you're definitely, at least from my perspective, I'm
Yeah.
definitely following along because that's when opportunity is about to come around.
Absolutely.
So ideally will be some job openings, some movement of different pieces. Like a lot of the people that were broadcasting for Turner and TNT on the NBA side of things have gone to Amazon Prime, have gone
Yes.
to NBC. And so in my eye, I was like, okay, there is hopefully an opportunity here. And obviously there was.
Yeah.
And so way back when, over a year ago, almost 2 years ago, it's like I am very much a like let me take matters into my own hand type of thing. So
Sure.
I immediately started like trying to network, reach out, connect.
Really?
Yes, absolutely. Because in this job, you definitely
Oh,
cannot sit
well,
back and just
yeah.
like let it try to come to you. So I was already trying to like make those connections. And, this was my ultimate goal ever since I started in this career. So I was going to do whatever I could possibly do to make that happen. So for me, I was definitely paying attention to it. And I'm sure other people were as well, because
Sure.
these jobs are very few and far between. So when
Yeah.
there is an opening like this, I mean, you sign like a 10-year deal to have these NBA rights be on different networks and broadcasts. And so these jobs just are few and far between. So
Oh,
you
for
kind of have
sure.
to get in when you can. And when the landscape was changing, I knew that was my opportunity.
Yeah. It's interesting because when the momentum kicked in, like it's interesting how
Mhm.
fast it all came together.
Yeah.
And now seeing it like, halfway through its first season back on
Mhm.
NBC, it's like, wow, like this is really cool to see as a fan, but
Mhm.
I'm sure it's also really cool to be a part of.
Oh, yeah, and all the talks that were happening, like, behind the scenes before the
Right.
fans actually saw what was happening. Like, even from my perspective, just the summer leading up to, the start of the season, it was like all the like, this is what the graphics are going to look like. This is what our music's going to look like. These are our plans for, the season opener for this game on this day, blah, blah, blah. And just like hearing all the plans, but you never truly knew what it was going to look like. And so
Right.
then for it to unfold the way that it did and the way that it has, it's been incredible.
I'm a broadcasting nerd, I guess a little bit. I love the NBC scorebug. I think
Oh,
it's so unique.
same. So good.
And
So good.
I like picking out ones I don't like too. I'm like, why is it
Yeah.
shaped like that? It's so
And the
weird.
player intros where
Yes,
they say, where they're
because
from
you've
and some
only see
players.
that with the NFL.
Yeah. It's so good. It's been so
I
good.
was like, ooh, that's new.
Yeah,
I
yeah.
like that a
Try to
lot.
whip out some fancy things at NBC.
Exactly. So this has been obviously a dream of yours since you were very young. I saw an Instagram post you made where you said 10-year-old Ash would be so proud, and I'm sure of it. But did 10-year-old Ash want to be in this position now, or what did
Oh
she
my god.
envision for herself as like that dream job?
I don't even think she, like, realized what the possibilities that could have happened. I
Yeah,
mean, 10-year-old Ash was, like, at an Atlanta Hawks game, sitting in the stands, just, like, watching the game unfold and seeing the sideline reporter, interviewing a player on the court before running out for halftime. Like, I can't even begin to describe, like, what obviously, I don't know my feelings as a 10-year-old, but then
yeah,
go a couple years in high school, I had my mind made up. It's very odd. Before I wanted to do this job, I used to want to be an OBGYN. I used to wanna
huh?
deliver babies. I'm
Wow,
very passionate about being a doctor
of course,
before wanting to do this. So total just 180.
yeah,
Um, which I think this is definitely the better path for me. I don't think I could have handled that life. I mean, I can't even imagine being my best friend is a doctor, and I
right.
just like that is, oh my gosh, it's insane.
Are they also an
Um,
OBGYN?
am I or is
No,
she?
is she?
Oh, she is. Yes. Yes.
I
I
was
thought you
gonna
said am
say
I?
you just said she was a you just
Yes,
said she was a
even
doctor. I
though
didn't know if she was that specific type.
she is. She delivers babies every day and brings life into this world, and her job is obviously the most important thing. It's incredible.
Yeah,
And so I just don't know if I could have personally handled that. So I think we both went into our respective career paths. But
yeah,
yeah, it's just to think back, me in high school, I mean, I knew I wanted to do this very early and I never faltered from there. So
right.
I started, really small market, moved to Meridian, Mississippi, worked my way up from a really small town as like a weekend sports anchor. And it's just like, it's crazy to me how hard some of those times were just being away from family, friends,
Sure.
missing so many holidays, birthdays, I mean, everything, sacrificing so much, making literally barely any money to like survive.
Yeah.
But I would not have had it any other way. And I just think it takes a really strong minded person. And it's something that I was like, this is what I want to do. And, you know, you have to kind of be ready when opportunity comes, but also
Yeah.
you just have to go out and get it. And you have to be that person that is strong enough to, go through some of the hardships and the sacrifices and the harder type jobs to get to where you want to go. And so truly do not know if I could go back and like talk to, we'll say 15-year-old Ash and
Okay.
just like
15.
let her know what was on the horizon for her in the next 15 years. She would be mind blown. She would be
Yeah.
absolutely like, she couldn't even believe it. It's just crazy to think, where I was and now where I am now. And it truly is my absolute dream job. When I got the Charlotte Hornets job as their
Mhm.
sideline, that was like, I
I
mean,
remember.
that was a dream. Like, that was, like, pinch me moment. I'll never forget the day that they told me that, the silent reporter was leaving and it was
Yeah.
my time, and, I mean, I that moment I will forever remember, like, the feeling, the goosebumps that I had, and so now to, like, be here and be able to be covering the NBA on a national level is surreal.
With the Charlotte Hornets, did you know that opportunity was coming? Like, how was it a
No.
surprise for you there? Like,
Yes,
they just
I
elevated you because, obviously the position opened up, but
yes.
had you expressed your interest in kind of moving up?
Yes, they knew, my bosses knew I loved the NBA. I loved covering
Totally.
basketball. I played basketball growing up. It was definitely the sport I was most comfortable
Yeah.
around, but the sideline reporter, Stephanie Reddy, had been there for 10 years, and there was just no I mean, she had a really good opportunity in a really short amount of time. So there was
Right.
just like no like, "Hey, I think I might be leaving. I think I might be taking this up." There was nothing. It was
Right.
like my bosses called me in their office. I thought they were either going to like, tell me some things I needed to work on or tell me I was doing a good job. I was just hosting a pre and post game show,
Yeah.
but they dropped this bomb of like, "Hey, she's leaving and you're up, pack your bags." So I literally lived in a hotel for about 6 months, for
My
the rest of the
God.
and the crazy part was I didn't live in the same hotel room, so I had to check out, like, every week, like, pack up all my stuff, check out, put my stuff in my car when
Yeah.
we would go on road trips. I mean, I would never have it any other way, but, like, thinking back to that time, because that's, like, right when I first got the job and got
Right.
into it, and I just was still like I was like, "Oh my god, this is what I've worked for my whole life." So, to get that opportunity, I was very surprised, I'll put it that way.
Yeah. Goodness,
So grateful.
you must have some incredible travel hacks then.
Whew, I mean, that moment was like, I was gonna be there for 6 months, so I just
Sure.
had 3 I literally, Dylan, went to TJ Maxx as soon as I realized I
Love
got this
TJ Maxx.
opportunity, went to TJ Maxx, bought the 3 biggest suitcases I could find there, uh, went back home, packed up all my stuff, and then headed to Charlotte full time. So,
That's awesome.
yeah, it was great. It was a moment I'll never forget.
Yeah. What What about travel do you enjoy the most? Obviously, with working in the NBA, you're not in certain cities for that long, but
Mhm.
in the event that you do get to have a little bit of time to explore a city, what are some of like the go-tos that like you must explore in a city when you are
Yeah.
traveling, whether it's for work or personal?
I'm a big walker, like, I will
Oh,
always walk any city no matter what the weather is like, even if I love cold weather, I love, the snow, I love it all. So, I will always walk,
oh,
I know I
you
probably
love
shouldn't say
Jersey
that when
then.
you just shoveled 14 inches of snow outside of your place, but um, I'm huge into coffee shops. I always try and find a local
Love.
coffee shop, and I always walk around the city any chance that I can get. So,
Yeah.
those are some, like, non-negotiables for me. I love just, like, trying a local restaurant that, I'll even just ask the hotel staff downstairs, what's a really popular place. I just
Oh,
like to try things that are, popular to the city that I'm in, but
yeah.
I'm a big coffee shop gal and I'm a big walker. Those are some non-negotiables when I travel, even in this small time that we're, like you said, in these cities.
Right. How do you like coffee?
I am such a coffee person, and it's not even like I like the caffeine, like, I'll drink decaf. I just
Sure.
love the taste of it, and I love, like I said, trying out different places. I'm not like a coffee snob. I've been
Okay.
around some people who are very like,
Oh,
we only
same.
do certain coffees, but because I've been to a lot of, different coffee shops, I do know some good ones versus some ones that I probably wouldn't go to as much, and
I was gonna say
the ones that
homemade
have homemade
syrups.
syrup,
Interesting.
that's when you know it's a good place.
Huh. I've never had a cup of coffee.
There you go, yeah. A little travel tip for you.
I love that. I've never had coffee.
Oh my gosh, okay, well then this is huge for you. This means nothing to you.
No, of course it means everything to me. Because if you didn't say that, how would I know the inherent value of a good homemade syrup?
Yeah, and Noah Eagle is one of our,
Of
play-by-play guys,
course.
and he never has coffee either, and so I,
Huh.
like, tried to, like, share my passion of coffee shops with him, and he was, not interested at all. So you and Noah have never had coffee together. You guys have something in common.
Yeah. Well, I've never had coffee deliberately. I've never placed an order myself. When I was 6, my mom drank a lot of
Woo!
soda, so I thought everything that was dark and in a cup was soda. And then, I took a sip, spit it out all over the floor. I was like 6, but,
Yeah,
then
probably
I
not a good
yelled. I was
one.
like, "That's not soda."
Yeah, there you go.
So,
You have had a sip.
right. Well, a little bit, yeah. I've never gone to a Starbucks and ordered, "Let me get a black coffee." But
Wow, amazing.
have you on the topic of travel though, have you been all 50 states? I feel like as a
Ye
broadcaster and people in sports media, I feel like it's almost easier for them to accomplish based on the amount they travel. Have you been to all
Yeah,
50?
I don't think so. I haven't been to the Dakotas.
Okay.
To the Dakotas.
Have you been to
Um,
Hawaii or Alaska?
No, I haven't been there either. Oh my Hawaii is a dream
Oh,
of
for
mine.
sure.
Yeah,
It's obviously just usually the hardest of the 50 to get to just because of how
yeah,
far it is.
yeah.
So
Okay, there's still a lot on my bucket list,
oh,
so
absolutely.
ask me in a couple years which
Yeah.
ones I've checked off the list.
What are some of the more obtainable things then?
That I wanna accomplish
Yeah, on the bucket list. What are the
on the
more
bucket list.
yeah, what's on
Definitely
the
going
bucket
to
list?
Hawaii. Definitely going to Hawaii is one of
Sure.
them. Work-wise, I know we just wrapped up the Winter Olympics,
Yeah.
but work-wise, would love to be able to cover an Olympics one time, and, the next one's in LA, the
Yep.
Summer Olympics, so that's a bucket list item.
Of course.
I've never covered an NFL game, so I think
Oh.
that would be a bucket list item as well, career-wise.
Yeah.
Definitely some travel things, like personal, just travel things with, my family, being able to go to a couple places. Um, I wanna take my mom to a couple of different places too, so
Totally.
just a couple yeah, I would say a couple travel things and work-related career moments as well.
Love it. I had a buddy move to Nashville, so that's definitely on my bucket list to go visit him. I've never
Oh,
been.
Nashville's
I
great. Nashville's
would
so
love to
great.
go.
Yeah. Explore Franklin, which is like a little town
Franklin?
outside of it, and it's
Okay.
really, really cute.
Got it. Love it. I need yeah, I know I need to travel more. But I wanted to ask you a little bit about life away from basketball, which takes up so much of your time. But how have you managed being a new mom with your travel responsibilities and your work responsibilities at large?
Yeah.
Because like that's such a massive part of your life. First of all, congratulations. Like that's amazing.
Thank you.
Um,
Thank you.
what's the best way like you feel you're able to keep it all together because it's hard?
Oh my god. Yeah, I being a mom is the greatest thing that has ever happened to me.
Yeah.
Not to get all sappy,
Oh
but
my God, please.
I truly have never experienced a love like this before.
Yeah,
I mean, I've always wanted to be a mom, but, like,
sure.
actually having a child, it's just, like it is a feeling that I will never I mean, other moms get it, but,
Yeah.
like, you can never describe it. It's just the greatest feeling in the world. I am obsessed with him. I have a son. His name is Case, and I'm beyond obsessed with him.
Yeah.
I, you know, say to myself, like, the fact that I'm able to do this job, and yes, I'm away from him for 2 or 3 days, a week, which sucks. Like, I
Yeah.
wish I could
I'm
I mean, I
sure.
brought him out to All-Star Weekend with me
Oh.
simply because I did not wanna be away from him for 5 days.
Yeah.
Was it the easiest thing in the world? No, like, I had to pack a whole extra suitcase for him. I had to bring
Yeah.
my mom, had to take off work, but to have him there every day just to and I worked the whole time, but, like, I saw him in the morning. That was basically
Right.
when I saw him. So, it wasn't the easiest thing, but I was so grateful that he was there, and I'm so grateful for my mom for coming because I just didn't wanna be away from him. He was born in August, and I started work in October, so I came back to work just a couple months later,
Right.
and it's just like, I've always known that I wanted to be a working mom.
Okay.
It's just I'm so passionate about my job and I've worked so hard to get here
Yeah.
that I've always wanted to do both. And so the fact that we have, family and support around us that allows me to do both, I am eternally grateful. It is really hard, like I said. Like this trip, I'm away from him for literally only 36 hours because it's a short flight and
Yeah.
I'm flying out super early tomorrow morning, but it stinks being away from him, but I just also am like, I have worked so hard to get to where I am right now
Sure.
that I want both dreams. I want the mom dream and I want the career dream. So we're just doing both of them.
Why do you feel it motivated you so much that you knew you wanted to be a working mom? I saw the way like you
Yeah,
kind of lit up there. It's obviously very important to you. Why
it
do you
is.
feel that has been so important to you over the course of your journey?
I think just because I've been so career focused,
Yeah.
for the last 15 years. Like I have been tunnel vision. This is where I want to go. I want to be a sideline reporter in the NBA. And then when I got that with the Charlotte Hornets, I was like, I want to do national games. Like that's my next goal.
Right.
So I have just always been such a goal oriented person.
Totally.
And I've been so one track minded when it came to like nothing was going to stop me from getting to where I want to go. And then you have a kid and it's like, this is such a different part of your world and it's a dream come true and it's a family that you have and you love and that can be there to support you. Like the day that he realizes, I mean, now my husband will show me on TV and it's
Yeah.
not like he really realizes who he's 6 months old, but the day that he's like, "That's mom up there," I mean, that will absolutely break me in, like, the best way. I can't even
I've heard some other
begin
people
to
have that
oh my
experience
gosh.
too.
I just can't even imagine. So, to be able to give him the life that he deserves, and, I just have always wanted to have yes, a mom is my identity, but it's
Yeah,
part of my identity. Like,
sure.
I also am a working person, and, being a reporter, being a sports broadcaster is another part of my identity. And it's just like super important to me to have passion for something that's for me. And this
Yeah.
part is this is something that's for me. So I also have to say, Dylan, I don't know what I did with my time before I had a kid because, man, like the time management, especially like trying to prep and prepare for things, for games for the week,
Yeah,
during the week, like it's just me and him. My husband works like more of a normal job.
sure.
So it's like we don't have any other help during the weekend. So like I when he goes down for a nap, those 2 hours, I get more done in those 2 hours than
Oh, you
before I had
you're
a
a
baby, like,
you gotta
that I
be a
would get done in 3
machine.
days. It's unreal. I don't know what I did before I have a kid because the time management aspect is insane.
How hard does that hit you?
It's just I joke around, like, I have a really great sleeper. He's a really great sleeping baby, so I'm very
Wow,
thankful
good
for
for
that.
you.
But that being said, like, it's not like we're sleeping in past 6:30.
Oh,
Like,
for
even
sure.
if I'm,
No.
like, up till midnight doing work, because that's the only time I can get it done,
Yeah.
you're still like, he doesn't care that I stayed up
Oh,
late doing
no.
work, like, he's gonna wake up at
Oh, yeah, no, he
6:30.
doesn't
And
know the trade deadline happened in February, All-Stars
no, God,
going on
no, he
yet.
doesn't know any of that. So,
Maybe in a few
you
years, he'll
know
be a little bit more respectful, but, like,
yeah, but
cut
for
him some
now, we're
slack now.
just yeah, we're still mom, like, whenever he's awake, and so, just fitting in some of the work stuff when I can, but we're
Yeah,
making it work, and I'll sleep later. It's
right.
fine.
With all of that, what are some of the ways that you kinda, like to stay true to yourself, though, and do have time to do those things for yourself? I know you said you love taking walks, which is awesome.
Mhm.
I would love to do that too, but I can't. There's 2 feet of snow outside. But
Yeah.
for you, when obviously there's not, what are some things you like to do that really keep you true to yourself and stay grounded?
Yeah. I think it's important. My husband works in sports as well on
Amazing.
the baseball. He's in the baseball world. So
Mhm.
I think it's important for both of us that, and I need to remind myself of this too. Like even when my son is playing, like something that I can just kind of be sitting there, but like maybe I can be on my phone getting some work done.
Yeah,
I have to remind myself like to cherish like the moments
sure.
that I have with him, especially traveling and being away from him a couple days a week. Like I try to put it away more. Like I am someone who can absolutely put my phone in the other room and not
Really?
look at it.
Good for
And
you.
I love that. So, I love just being, like, checked out when I can and just, like, focusing on, cooking and being with my son and
Yeah,
being with my dogs and, like, doing things that stuff makes me more happy than anything. Traveling is something that I really enjoy and I'm passionate about, but
totally.
being in a career that you travel for all of it,
Yeah,
I truly cherish and value my time at home. It's my happy place.
of
It's like
course.
where I just love the most.
Yeah,
So, I think just staying true to myself is really just like I said, like I just put the phone away. I just like focus on
good for
him when I'm
you.
home. I can and yeah,
I
it's
wish
something.
more people could do. I wish I could do that. Really just put the phone
Oh,
in the other
you
room.
should try it.
I
It's the
can
greatest thing ever.
sometimes. I
Yeah.
definitely can sometimes. Like if I'm playing a game with my family, I definitely can do. I'm definitely good about doing it for that kind of duration. But
Yeah.
like long term, it is one of my goals to certainly be better at it.
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
it's also
I'm
satisfying
someone
to see your
who
screen time go down.
oh my gosh, it's amazing. I'm someone who, if I didn't have to have social media, I just feel like it's so important for my job because
Yeah,
that's
well,
how
of
you like
course.
honestly find out things nowadays.
Mm-hmm. I
But
mean,
I wouldn't
same.
do it if I didn't.
Yeah, right. Um,
Yeah.
something you said before kind of prompts an interesting question. You mentioned how you loved your home time. Obviously, you love the time with your son, cooking, things like that. you also mentioned your husband works in sports as well on the baseball
Mhm.
side. So when you two are home together, and it's just, the three of you and your dogs, do you kind of like put sports on the outside realm, or do you still like talk about sports in the house, or do you kind of really try to keep those worlds sort of separate since they are, you know, intertwined a little bit,
Oh,
being that
I
you're
mean,
in that
it's our
same
whole
industry?
yeah, it's our whole lives, like,
Right.
obviously and we love it. We love sports. So
100%.
baseball, now that baseball's back, baseball will be on our TV, like, basically 24/7,
Yeah.
which is totally fine.
Well,
It's
sure.
okay, that's on and it's in the background.
Yeah.
I like to flip on the basketball game every now and again,
Of course.
but it's usually baseball most of the time, and that's okay, like, as long as, we love our job so much,
Totally.
but I feel like we've done a really good job at, that's and especially after having a kid, like, that's who we talk about the
Yeah.
most.
Well,
So,
yeah. I mean, talk
yeah,
them
we
up. It's a
definitely
big deal.
yeah, we obviously, love our jobs and, we talk about our days and our jobs and what's going on and everything like that, but,
Yeah.
we do a really good job at, like, when we are all together because he travels a bit too,
Sure.
then we really try and cherish those moments of, just being all together.
Oh, absolutely. So, actually, the last question I'd always ask everybody is really just professionalism aside in your career with the NBA on NBC aside, just you as a person, Ashley ShahAhmadi, what's something you like most to admire about yourself?
Oh, wow, that's a great question. Something that I don't really think about too much, but I think honestly just because 'cause we're talking about,
Yeah.
career and your identity and everything,
Mhm.
and I truly feel like I've stayed true to myself. Like, this career
I
can
love that.
break you in multiple ways. You have to be tough-skinned, you have to be like I said, you have to sacrifice so much, and I've seen people change, some for
Hmm.
the better, some for the worse, and I've seen this career, you know, not do great things for people. I've seen
Yeah.
obviously, it can open so many doors, but I truly feel like I've stayed true to myself in terms of how I approach my career and being a professional and even in my home life, like it's not like I'm two different people.
Right.
It's what you see is what you get. And I feel like through all of, the different paths that I've taken to get here and the different steps that I've taken, I've really valued that. And I hope I can continue to do so because it's got me this far. So I might as well
Yeah.
keep on doing it.
Right. May we all
Yeah.
continue to keep on doing that and be true to ourselves for the rest of our lives. So, Ashley ShahAhmadi, thank you so much for coming on and sharing your story.
Thank you. This was awesome. I appreciate it. Love what you're doing, Dylan.
Thank you, Ashley.